third and taken out. And second and two.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting, we have G-Dub from Austin, Texas, and finally, Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there? Happy New Year for you. I ain't been on. This is the first time I've been on in 2023. Man, we're doing some exciting things. We're doing some great things. As you guys already know, we're moving to Roku TV. Make sure you subscribe for us through Try 99 TV. It is $4.95 a month to come watch us talk sports on television. That's what we're looking for you guys to do for us. Come out and support us. Anybody that has any type of advertisement they want to do, just hit us up on the backside, inbox us and let us know, and we will sit down and talk to you and figure out something for you. We could do a bargaining system. We could do whatever, you know what I'm saying? We could do whatever. But anyways, man, Happy New Year's to you guys, man. I tell you what, 2023 has been pretty good for me right now. Started a new job, and they got me hustling and bustling, man. I'm telling you right now, I have 3 schools I got to be in charge of. And all of them are elementary schools, but the one I'm at right now needs a little work, just a little work. You know what I'm saying? Just a little work, not a lot of work, just a little work. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get our brothers and sisters, young people, understanding how important education is at the young age, and then getting them ready for the next level. So, G-Dub, Happy New Year, brother. How you doing? I see you got Celtics time on there. I got an inbox from a friend yesterday.
G-Dub.
G-Dub. I said, oh, I'm sorry, Mo Money. I'm sorry.
Did I turn white? Did not know it?
I got an inbox message from a friend of mine who's a Brooklyn Nets fan who had been lost in the desert since they got swept last year. And he pops up on my inbox and talking trash. I said, no, you didn't. He said, yes, I did. I said, bro, I said, where you been all this time? I said, did you what did you getting swept last year? That caused you not to appear within the realm of what we're doing here anymore? What's going on, bro? He couldn't answer me. He didn't answer me. And I said to him, I said, you know, we got 2 teams in the East that we the daddy. The Brooklyn Nets is one, and the Philadelphia 76ers. And Beef says that they my daddy. That's what he say, they my daddy. But anyway, Mo Money, how's things going for you, brother?
So for my Steelers, beating the Browns and not getting them the playoffs. Celtics are playing well. Carlos Rondon. Good. I mean, it is the start of my dissertation, though. So a brother might be. All right, so not right now, but later he's probably going to be out because he's going to have to be. His mind is going crazy right now. But sports is what I love, so that's why I'm here for you, brother.
So what you got to talk about? It's been a minute. It's been 3 weeks since we've been on. Talk to me. What you got on your mind?
If you look back at the board behind you got something back there that says the Jaguars will win a home game in the playoffs. That means that he predicted that they would make the playoffs, win their division to have a home game. All they got to do is beat the Chargers now for that to come true. Usually my stuff gets taken off in a week, so I feel good about that.
So Detroit Lions didn't make the playoffs, right?
You know what? Why you gotta start with the negativity? You need to put ours in different colors so we know which ones are ours.
Michigan was going to beat TCU 52-27. Georgia was going to beat Ohio State 56-17. It was closer than that, both games. That didn't happen. Tom Brady will beat the Cowboys up there. Jackson contract up there. Jaguars will win a playoff game. Michigan over TCU by 6. Georgia over Ohio State by 7. That comes down. Most said TCU would beat Michigan. That stays up. Minshew beats Dallas by 2 touchdowns. That stays up. Lamar Jackson will be in another uniform next year. That stays up. Parsons didn't get 3 sacks against whoever they're supposed to play. And the Ravens will make the playoffs. So we got.
No, that said the Ravens won't make the playoffs.
Oh, who said that?
G-Dub. The black version of him.
Oh, okay. Minutes is on, so we got a couple things still up there. So let's do this right now. Okay, so now I got what did I do it for? So I got some predictions for 2023. And let's see which ones that you think will happen. We're gonna put them up on the board. Okay. For 2023. Let's see. Okay, so they got 2023. The Philadelphia Eagles will win the Super Bowl.
2024? 2020 or 2145?
2023. 2023, the Brooklyn Nets will win the NBA Finals. (2023) Trae Young could be the next NBA superstar request to trade. 2023, Shotani signed $550 million contract with the Los Angeles Dodgers. 2023, the New York Yankees will win the World Series.
Let's go.
Let's go. 2023, Cade Williams will make a Heisman Trophy history by winning back-to-back. 2023, Jimbo Fisher fired, Nick Saban retires. NASCAR, Carol Larson becomes the 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion in 2023. John Jones finally faces Francisco Ngannou for the UFC heavyweight title. And Kazmati Jaev becomes the UFC welterweight champion. I'm not doing no WWE because that's more entertainment than anything else. 2023, the Boston Bruins will win the Stanley Cup. Out of all those groups, what do you think is most likely to happen?
The New York Yankees, baby. The New York Yankees, go with my team. See, and the reason being is, actually, a realistic point business. This is the first time they've had a dominant left-hander in a long time. So if Rodon actually stays healthy, a lefty is better in Yankee Stadium because there's a big left field. So I really think this is the year that they actually get it done, because this is probably the best. Aaron Boone even said this. This is the best starting rotation he's ever had. I think they're going to stay and play the young guys, and then they'll actually be able to add a left fielder later. Right now they don't have a left fielder, but I like the rest of the lineup. As long as the bullpen stays together, they stay healthy, I think they have a really good chance of winning 105 and getting to the playoffs. And then it's all about beating the Houston Astros, which really have the Yankees numbers. That's the hard part. They beat the Astros, they'll win the World Series. Brooklyn ain't going nowhere.
Trae Young.
The problem with Trae Young being traded is that they already are trading they've even lowered the price on Collins, which I thought would have been a good fit for the Celtics until we re-signed Al Horford. And I like Grant Williams in that spot. I think eventually they're also trying to make it with both Jaylen Brown and also Tatum are starting forwards, because they're getting bigger. They're growing. So if they're going to be the starting forwards, you also got to save that spot. So it makes sense to save that spot for them, and then find another guard that can play beside Smart, if that's Derek, if that's Derek White, or if that's Brogdon. I love the pickup of Brogdon this year. So I just don't see about Trae Young actually being traded, because I think they want to build around both guards that they have with him, and also bringing over DeJounte Murray. Maury, gotta like that dude from San Antonio. So I don't think Trae's going anywhere. It's still mad that they didn't keep Luka.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this though. I think something's going on in Atlanta. I think Atlanta right now is hot, and I think that the players are mad at him. They don't want to be around them. They don't want to do nothing with him. And in one game, he went out there and passed the ball all the time. They lost, and he said, "See what happens when I pass y'all the ball? We don't win." But the thing about it is that if you already have an attitude with me, or I got an attitude with you, there's nothing you can say, nothing you can do that's going to encourage me to want to be around you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think there's a possibility that he may end up getting traded to somewhere else, because something's not working down there right now, and they need to figure that thing out before it gets too late for Atlanta. Because I'm gonna say this: last year he made a comment that I'm just waiting for the playoffs to start. Young man, you was in the playoffs. You got to the they got to the semi-Eastern Conference Finals and lost to who they lose to? They beat Philly.
Was it
year before last?
Was it Milwaukee?
Yeah, that's the year Milwaukee won.
It was either Milwaukee or was Miami. It was one of those two.
Okay, but you feeling your oats, right? Talking about I can't wait till the playoffs start. You know what I really want to say to him, right? Really, dude? Really, dude? Come on now. That's you. Your team's good, but your team ain't that good. And we saw last year. You're not that type of team that you can turn it on, turn it off, and think that you're going to win games. And that's what he thought he could do. And what happened to him, they exited early last year. And now they can't get it together right now. So, I mean, usually you don't get rid of the coach. Usually you get rid of the coach, you don't get rid of the player. But when you got players on the team that's not really feeling this dude, and they want him to go, then sometimes you got to trade him. And they're going to get something for him depending on where they trade him for. No matter where they trade him, they're going to get a nice little package for him. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing. So they don't have to be stuck with him. If he don't want to be there and they don't want him there, you know what I'm saying? And I wish I could have got Smitty on here. We could talk about that a little bit too. But I think there's an issue there in Atlanta. So that's why I'm putting him up on the board. Now, let's talk about some football. This team is so overrated. 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 Who do you think I'm talking about in the NFL?
Skull. The Vikings.
Yes. Vikings are next to last in defense. In defense, ladies and gentlemen. And they made the playoffs. I kept telling people I'd rather be lucky than good any day, and they've been more lucky than they've been good. And we're gonna find out they could be a one and done.
This call may be recorded or transcribed.
They might be a one and done real soon when the playoffs come around. We got somebody on the air from area code 512, last 43528. From Texas. You're on the air with Kev and Mo. What's your name and what you want to talk about?
Hey, Kev, it's Gerald.
Oh, okay. All right. So we got Gerald on the line with us. So
what's up, G-Dub?
Anyway,
Another team that's gonna be 1-0.
What's up?
So anyway, I'm looking at NFL team total defensive stats for 2022. Got the Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, Houston Texans, Seattle Seahawks, the Atlanta Falcons, the New York Giants, Jacksonville Jaguars, Las Vegas Raiders, right? And the reason why I want to bring the Las Vegas Raiders up here is because they sat their man on the bench. They sat him on the bench because they didn't want him getting hurt, because they didn't want to pay the extra money. Derek Carr has been in 9 seasons with that team. He had the team from the Oakland Raiders to the California Raiders, wherever they was when he got there. This team their defense has never been better than 20th. But y'all gonna blame everything on Derek Carr because he's not the quarterback that Josh McDaniels wanted. But you're gonna blame on him. And some of the fans are like, he's terrible, he's this, he's that. But your defense has been the best at 20th in 9 years he's been there. When do the defense get blamed for losing games? You know what I'm saying? Even when they got in the playoffs last year, it wasn't his fault they lost. There was a lot of bad calls in Cincinnati games they just should have won. It just wasn't in the card for them last year. You know what I'm saying? And I did tell everybody I thought they was going to make the playoffs this year. I felt they had the team to do it. They made some runs here or there. But at the end of the day, it ain't Derek Carr's fault. He can't play defense too. Blame the defense on being 30th and blame the defense for being 20th. The 9 years he's there, 9 years, Mo. 9 years, that team, the best that team has been defensively has been 20th. But nobody talks about that. They want to talk about what he can't do, him turning the ball over. But the defense can't stop nobody. They can't stop nobody. So, Derek Carr, I want you to go stay in the AFC, and I'm gonna look up the schedule, see who the Raiders play next year, and see if you can go there and scorch them. Now, another thing going to happen, Devontae Adams might ask for a trade too. He's like, I came here with my boy, now you're going to send him out, and y'all had a chance to make the playoffs. Yo, that doesn't make any sense. Man, yo, G-Dub, Mo, what you think?
Up?
What do you think Al Davis would have said with all the shenanigans going on in with the Raiders? G-Dub, what you think? What you think Al would say?
He would be turning over in his grave. That's for sure.
Mo?
He wouldn't be happy.
We messed up by not getting Tom Brady. Should have given up on Gruden and kept Brady.
Happened though.
What's that?
We all know that Aaron Rodgers may not be in Green Bay next season.
Oh, he's staying. He ain't going nowhere. He's staying in.
Well, let's just say if we don't, we could possibly go to the Raiders and reunite with Devontae Adams.
That's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you why it's not going to happen. The money that he has They're not going. And let me say this: him going from the NFC to the AFC, that doesn't make the Raiders better, in my opinion. The Raiders that doesn't make the Raiders that don't make the Raiders better than any team out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I think they need more than just a quarterback. I'm talking about a defense, G-Dub, that has been ranked from 20th to 30th in 9 years with Derek Carr, but they making Derek Carr the scapegoat. So I don't understand how they do it. So let me see if I can find this right here. Aaron Rodgers has what he's guaranteed. I thought you know what? This ain't what I wanted. Mo, can you look up what Derek Carr, with Aaron Rodgers, what he's worth next year to Green Bay? And the thing about it, G-Dub, I get your point, right? But them wide receivers has developed now. They've come a long ways. So I think that he has something special going on. Go ahead, Mo.
In 2023, Aaron Rodgers will earn a base salary of $1.165 million with a signing bonus of $58,300,000, a workout bonus of $50,000, while carrying a cap hit of $31,623,568 and a dead cap value of $99,778,568. And let's put in 23 cents just to say, since they want to say he's so good. Let's say he gets that number. I guess we'll put 12 cents because that's his number that he wears. He ain't going nowhere for $100 million.
G-Dub, that's why he ain't going nowhere. That's exactly why. And I think that even though they lost their last game, I think he sees something in that team right now. I think when his wide receivers started catching the ball, you can see that he's playing a whole lot better than he was at the beginning of the season. Beginning of the season, he was throwing the ball off the back foot. He wasn't planting his foot or nothing. And then when my man, was it Dotson?
Christian Watson.
Watson. He dropped that one pass and he caught everything else after that. He said, "Oh, we got something special here." You know what I'm saying? So he ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He's not the guy for the Las Vegas Raiders. But I'll get sick and tired of people. I just get sick and tired of people telling me that he's the reason why they can't win with him, and their defense sucks. Their defense sucks bad.
Because people see the two bookend defensive ends, Max Crosby and also Chandler Jones. They got nothing on the back end. I don't even know who their middle linebacker is. So when you can't talk about the linebackers or the safeties or the cornerbacks, that's a problem.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And again, Carr is not the reason why they're losing a lot of games. He's not like a guy that throws a pick six in the end where they're getting ready to drive for winning touchdown, things like that. He's not the reason why they're losing games. The defense is 20 this year. This year they're 29th. Okay. Or something like that. What I say it was? I'm sorry, not 29th. They were, let's see, 32, 20, 32. 21, 20, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. They were 24th in defense. So he ain't the reason why they lose. You know what I'm saying? He is not the reason why they lose. So I just want to get that out there. I'm a Derek Carr fan. And if I could pick another team, that black and gray definitely would be coming my way because that's what I love, some black and gray. I love black and gray.
So you're gonna have a third team now?
No, I'm just saying if I could, that would be it. My high school colors are black and gray, so I would love to.
My high school colors were purple and gold. I ain't ever gonna be a Laker fan. Get that right now.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you on that. So, guys. So Zach, not Zach, not what's the boy up in New England? Mac Jones has asked for a trade out of New England. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that they're going to figure out a way to make this thing work. Now, Mac Jones don't have the strongest arm, and neither did Tom Brady. So you got to surround him by good players. You got to surround him around great players to make him look good, and that's not happening right now. And the problem is that you had an offensive coordinator that was a defensive coordinator that was calling plays. So now we're talking about Larry O'Brien,
Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien coming back to leaving Alabama to go to the Patriots to become the OC. So if I'm O'Brien, you got to pay me like I'm assistant head coach, number one. Number two, I need a lot of senators because I'm leaving Alabama where it never snows where they at. Warm climate pretty much all year round to go back to New England. Oh no, I'm not doing that. I just don't see that happening. But I'm surprised that the owner of the Patriots didn't come out and talk more about what direction he wants the team to go in. His Kraft has always been very adamant or very vocal about his team, but now he's not really talking the talk. There's people that believes that Tom Brady may end up going back there. But I don't think that's going to make them better than Miami. I don't think it's going to make them better than Buffalo. I don't think it's going to make them better than the Jets because the Jets are just maybe a quarterback away from being really, really good. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of put the Jets coach on the hot seat about a conversation they had. We are building a team to win, not now, but in the future. But there are high expectations of the Jets going forward next year. But again, like I said before, this takes me to the next conversation about the strength of schedule. Some people don't understand the strength of schedule. And I try to make the post simple as I could. I just said, take a guess. People are like, I need to look at the schedule. No, you don't need to look at the schedule. Just take a guess. G-Dub, who you think has a harder schedule going forward next year? And who you think got the softer schedule going forward next year? Just take a guess.
Well, the soft schedule, I'll have to say Dallas. The hardest schedule, I would give that to two teams. I'd say Eagles and 49ers.
Okay, good guess. Mo, what's your
The way it's supposed to be is the best teams are supposed to have the hardest strength of schedule. So that would be Kansas City and also Philly should have it. The worst should be the two teams at the bottom, which should be the Texans and the Bears. But what usually happens is it depends on which divisions that you're playing. So I haven't looked at the divisions, to be honest, that people are playing in. But from what I have seen, it looks like that the AFC South, the AFC North, which we play in, Cleveland and Pittsburgh plays in, must be playing some real weak people because it looks like they are lower in strength of schedule. But then Atlanta and then New Orleans are in the same division too, and Carolina, they're also at the lowest. So they must be playing the weakest schedule as well, which we used to know used to be the NFL least, but it's kind of good this year. So you can't say that about them Cowboys and them Commanders or them Commandos, whatever we want to call them, whatever they want to be called these days. I'm just looking forward to the Eagles actually winning the winning the NFC, then losing in the Super Bowl because we can't have another Pennsylvania team winning the Super Bowl before the Steelers do. But at the same time, I can't wait until Tom Brady extends his career one more game so they actually beat them Dallas Cowboys. But the way it's supposed to work out, the worst teams are supposed to have the lowest strength of schedule, but it doesn't always work out because you play 2 different divisions. But then the 3 games, I guess there's 3 or 4 games that you don't play, come from the worst teams. So in theory, it should be the Texans.
I got myself on mute again. In theory, it should be the Texans. It should be. They should have the easiest schedule because the division they're in, kind of, sort of. But G-Dub, you got one team, right? You got the Philadelphia Eagles. They will have going forward. They had the toughest schedule. Okay. Number 2 would be the Miami Dolphins. Number 3 would be the New York Jets. Number 4, so I'm sorry. You got the New York Jets at 3, the New England Patriots at 3, the Dallas Cowboys at 3, the Jets at 6, Buffalo at 7, Commanders at 8, Rams at 9, Vegas at 10. So, with that being said, is that division that you got the Eagles, the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Commanders in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 4 teams in that division have the toughest strength of schedule. So now, reason why I'm saying that is because now you're going to figure out, was this the real year for these teams, or were they really just took advantage of the schedule? Because at the beginning of the year, who was at the bottom? It was the Cowboys, it was the Giants, it was the Eagles. The whole division was at the bottom. They were tied for 32nd, then one was tied for 31st, then the other one was 30th, the other one was 29. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a knock on the teams that I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the schedule. And does the schedule get difficult going during the season? Yeah, because you lose players. So that's why the schedule kind of gets difficult, because you lose players to the game of football. But again, next season, you could see that division going back to 9-8 again, or maybe 10-6. But I don't see nobody doing no 13-1s. No, I don't see nobody winning no 12-4s and everything, because their schedule has gotten tougher. And that's where you figure it out. That's how you know where your measuring stick is. Okay, so on the backside of the easy schedule, and I'm gonna ask you guys this question: on the easy side of the schedule, who could be the team to go from worst to first in it? So at 32, you got the Falcons. 31, you got the Saints. 30th, you got the Texans. 29th, you got the Colts. 28th, you got the Titans. 27th, you got Carolina. 26th, you got the Browns. 25, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers. 24, you got the Green Bay Packers. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Keep going. One more.
And you got the Jacksonville Jaguars at 23.
And you might as well go one more.
When you got Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 23.
2 teams in the playoffs.
But you got 2 teams then in the playoffs that have
won the division.
That's on the back end of an easy schedule. Okay, so out of all those teams, I'm looking. I think the Cleveland Browns will be better because Deshaun Watson. I don't know about Tennessee Titans. I think their window has closed. I think the Green Bay Packers will be better. Jacksonville Jaguars will be better. And there's a question mark on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because we don't know what Tom Brady's going to do.
Are you serious, K-Dix?
But on top of that, then you got the Baltimore Ravens at 21, the Detroit Lions at 20, the Minnesota Vikings at 18. So you look at listen, okay, Vikings in the playoffs. Ravens in the playoff, Buccaneers in the playoff, Jacksonville's in the playoffs. That's 4 teams. That's what, with 1, 2, 3. There's 4 teams that are in the playoffs right now who have the softest strength of schedule going forward next year. So when they look at it, like, oh well, man, we should be good. We're gonna be good. But you also gotta make sure that you think about the injuries that you're gonna have. And again, I think Green Bay probably has the best opportunity to go forward because they have a proven quarterback, they got a decent defense, and they got wide receivers now. I think Cleveland has an opportunity. I'm not gonna say Cleveland wins the division. I think Cleveland probably gets in the playoffs as maybe a wild card or something like that. Because again, I don't know why this happens, but they play the Rams again. So somebody gotta win, somebody gotta lose. And I'm gonna say this: the only thing I want them to do is I don't want nobody to get injured. And I don't cheer for either team. I just sit there and go, ooh, ow, get up, get up, get up. That's what I say. That's what I say. You know what I'm saying? So again, people analyze the strength of schedule in a way that I don't analyze. I look at it and I say, okay, I get it. I get where it's coming from. And it factors into how teams do, because you look right now, the NFC East, the NFC West, NFC East, the whole division could have made the playoffs. If the ball would have bounced the right way, you would have had all 4 teams in the playoffs, because all 4 teams had the strength of schedule wasn't that tough. But you only ended up with 3. You got the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Giants. And Washington barely. But let's think about this. The last 2 weeks of the season, they were in until Cleveland beat them, and they were out. So they was right there for the pickings to do something. Any thoughts on that, Mo?
Yeah, I see it totally opposite though. I think of the teams that they always say are going to be bad. I told you guys the Houston Texans were going to be horrible. I was right about that. I told you guys the Bears would be horrible. But at the same time, I told you guys also that we didn't talk about on that board, Jacksonville was going to be better. I told you guys Detroit was going to be better. People looked at their schedule and looked at their record last year. Like this year, I think Carolina's going to be better because they have a good running game. They have a good defense. They just need a quarterback. So people that are looking at Carolina's record now, they're going to be better next year. So the thing about it, though, is there are teams that are always bad, which used to be Cleveland. I'm not going to say y'all are still bad, even though you're bad. I ain't going to say you're bad, but you're bad. I love it when you're talking to me when you're on mute because I can't hear you. So don't really have it. I'm bad. You know it. That's what you're singing? Okay, I thought you were singing Michael Jackson. So, but the thing about it is, okay, you go a little bit too far now. The thing about it that you got to worry about, though, is even though the strength of schedule says somebody is this bad, think about a team that might have lost a quarterback. Say, for instance, the Colts get a quarterback this year. They're going to be really good. Houston Texans, they need everything. They ain't going to be that good. New Orleans Saints, say, for instance, they get Derek Carr. I think that's the perfect place for Derek Carr. Will be the Saints because that's what happened with Drew Brees. He went down there, his career went crazy. So Atlanta could also be a place like that. I don't think they have the pieces. They have great offense. I don't feel like they have much defense, though. But the Saints actually have a defense. So the teams that you see now at the bottom could be good, except for the ones that are always bad. And the Texans are just that team. So when I think about strength of schedule, I even think about next year, Pittsburgh is going to be much better if TJ Watt stays healthy. We're 7-2 with TJ Watt this year. People don't remember that. They don't realize that we lost 7 games when TJ was not actually healthy. So all I got to say is, 6 games because we won one of the games that he got hurt in. But the thing about it is, you got to think about the teams that are good against the teams that are bad, because just like you were talking about injuries, you're one injury away. You take your quarterback out. You take Aaron Donald out of the Rams. You take TJ Watt away from the Steelers. We still found a way to win, though. We still had a winning season. Surprised. I'm very surprised at that after we started out 2-6. It's one play. One play makes this game parity. That's all it is. One play. Not one player, one play. Because it could be anybody could get hurt at any time. And DeMar Hamlin really showed that to us this year because it totally stopped the whole game.
So speaking of him, I'm gonna say this. If I was on the field and saw that happen, I don't know if I could play football anymore. And let me ask you guys a question. Y'all watch football after that. Did you see that there was more correct tackling than ever before? Nobody was like throwing their bodies around. They were actually trying, they was actually tackling with their head up, driving their feet, and putting guys to the ground. Was it me, or did y'all see that as well?
I seen it too.
Okay. Okay. And I'm like, it's sad for that to happen to that young man who's getting ready to get released from the hospital.
He's released. He's at home.
He's at home. And hopefully the Buffalo Bills will take care of him. The NFL will take care of him, because we're going to talk about that on the next show, about the policy, his insurance policy, and they gave him all his money, guaranteed money and stuff like that. Should rookie deals be guaranteed? And I think they should, because they have a cap on it. Now, I'm not saying that your incentives should be guaranteed. You add incentives to make you play better, to reach that goal, to get to that next level. But I think that, because I honestly believe that rookies' contracts should be guaranteed, because you have a cap for them. They can't go over a cap. But anyway, thank God that he's among us again. Man, everybody was giving our prayers for him, man. I'm telling you right now, it hurt my heart, man. And to see that, I didn't see the play at all, but I was turning the TV on, and I'm like, what is going on? Why is it such a delay? And I thought maybe it's the weather, and then finally I saw the capture down below. I was like, oh man. But I'm gonna tell you right now, man, it shook me to the point where I wouldn't have played football. And just think about this. You have pro athletes right now that play football. Like Kurt Warner said, his kids would never play football. He said they'll never play football. But the thing about it is, if you make all that money, then they don't have to play football. They could be the doctors, they could be the lawyers, they could be whoever, because you made all that money.
I was gonna say, they came out with, I heard this on one TV show on ESPN, that a guy came out, I think it was Ephraim Salam. I think that's what he was. He was an offensive tackle. He said, I played in the NFL, so my next generation never has to, and the generation after them never has to, because it's about creating that wealth where they don't have to put their body on the line anymore. Now they can use their minds, because they have the money already. And it's totally right. It's one generation. That's all it takes, is one generation to change your whole family's wealth.
I totally agree with that. And that's the way some people look at it. And, I think that you're going to start seeing less and less kids at the Pee Wee level and that level playing football, because again, sometimes they don't even teach them how to tackle. They just give them a uniform and say, go out there and play, and it's all about it's at a teaching stage, not a coaching stage. At the Pee Wee level, I could care less if we win a game, but if you learn to tackle correctly, if you learn the 1, 3, 5, and 7, or on the left, or 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 is on the right, or I don't even know how I think that's how it is, because I used to get mad, because I always wanted to run the left side. He's like Dixon. He said the odds on the left. I said, why can't the evens be on the right? I mean on the left. I said, why the odds got to be on the left all the time? I'm left-handed. Why can't it be on? He said, you want to play another position? I said, yeah, wide receiver. So I had to worry about the 1, 3, 5, and 7, or the 2, or the 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. I didn't have to worry about that no more. I used to get so mad. I ran a touchdown. He's like, Lil Dixon. I said, yeah. He said, good job. He said, but you ran the wrong play. You ran up the wrong hole. And he said, you was running fast. I said, well, I was running so fast. I said, I run like a dog chasing me. And then he said to me, you ever think about playing another business? I said, I like the wide receiver. I said, because they all get hit. But anyway, that's a different story for a different day. But anyways, though, I got way off track, man. He got way off track.
It happens.
But anyway, man, thank God he's home. You know what I'm saying? But again, we're talking about strength of schedule. And I get it. I get that part. Because sometimes your strength of schedule, even in the middle of the season, changes because you lose a player. You lose a player here, you lose a player there. I mean, you know, just look at I'm gonna give you example for the Rams. The Rams has not had a starting offensive line consecutive games all season long. Nobody on their offensive line has changed all 17 games. That's a hurt piece right there when you're trying to get that continuity together. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But let me ask you guys a question. Other than Jacksonville, the Packers, and Tampa Bay, do you think Atlanta can go from worst to first?
Tom Brady retires. Tom Brady retires.
With the right coach, right quarterback, I say yes.
Can the New Orleans Saints go from worst to first?
Right quarterback.
If they get Derek Carr.
Quarterback. Maybe.
Okay. Houston Texans need everything, so we're just gonna leave them alone. Indianapolis Colts.
The Texans are dumpster fire.
The Indianapolis Colts.
I can see that if they get the right quarterback.
Okay.
If they get the right quarterback. If Whatchamacallit gets healthy as well.
Who the running back?
If they can find the right fit.
So, speaking of coach, I see Eric Bieniemy had an interview for that job. I hope he gets that. I really does. I really hope he does.
That ain't happening.
Speaking of the Texans,
Tennessee Titans. They're in a holding pattern. They're just flying around. If my man ain't on hot seat next year, something wrong. Carolina Panthers. I hope Wilkes gets that job. I think he proved himself. When they smack Tampa Bay and Carolina, somebody should say, "Yo, maybe this is the coach for us." And you traded your best running back away. You went through 4 or 5 quarterbacks. You traded your one wide receiver away, and you still had an opportunity to make the playoffs. So that tells you that coaching matters in the NFL because he coached that team up to be as good as they were. Sam Darnold came back and became a better quarterback than he was. And I think sometimes when you get humbled, and Baker Mayfield is the same way, when you get humbled, you come back as a different person. Eating that humble pie makes Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield dangerous quarterbacks now because now they've been to the top of the mountain, they've been down to the bottom, and now when they get the opportunity, I'll tell you they're going to take full advantage of that.
When is Sam Darnold?
Been
at the top of the mountain?
Huh?
When is Sam Darnold been at the top of the mountain? I'll give you that Baker Mayfield beat the Steelers in the playoffs. You ain't got to say it. I have never seen Sam Darnold do anything.
No, but what I'm saying though, Sam Darnold had that attitude because he was the number 1 pick for Carolina Panthers. Yeah. That he was that dude. Yeah.
Not for the Panthers.
I'm not Panthers for the Jets. He was that dude, and he got knocked down. So now he has an opportunity to play somewhere else, and now he's going to do the best he can do, to stay where he's going to stay because it's contract time for him and Baker Mayfield. That bag of money he thought they was going to get, they're not going to get. I'm excited to see what the Detroit Lions do next year too. All right, so
they had a lot of injuries on defense.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And the wide receivers couldn't stay healthy all season long. They couldn't stay healthy. And we're gonna talk about somebody that could maybe turn that team around if they can get a way to get this guy to go there. So the mock draft. If you're Chicago, are you flipping it or are you keeping it? If you're the Texans, are you flipping it or are you keeping it? If you're the Cardinals, are you flipping it or are you keeping it? I'm looking at everybody. You got Chicago, and hey Mo, the running story is that the reason why Lovie Smith got fired because he won the last game of the season. But
he was getting fired.
He was fired when he got hired. Yeah, he was fired when he got hired. And you have Seattle Seahawks at 5, Lions at 6, Oakland at 7, and the Lions draft pick was the Rams draft pick. Then you got Atlanta Falcons at 8, and you got Panthers at 9, and you got the Philadelphia Eagles at 10. So we know Chicago. I'm gonna say this: if Chicago, let's say he's gonna go after edge rusher, is that gonna make them better? If I'm Chicago, I'm looking for some weapons. I'm looking for some weapons on offense. So to me, I'm flipping it and bringing some. I'm flipping it and getting some players on offense, some wide receivers for Justin Fields to throw to. Mo shaking his head no. Mo, what's your thoughts on that on Chicago? Then we're gonna ask
Only way I do that is if I get a deal like the Rams did when they got that deal for what you call it to come up to second for Washington to come up and get RG3. Reason being is I'm not dropping any lower than fourth. And the reason I'm not dropping any lower than fourth is because that's probably where the second quarterback is going. Because you know the Texans are going to take a quarterback. They're fine with the of the two, they're probably fine. So they're not going to move up. So they're probably fine with either Young or Stroud. But the team that goes after them, that drops after 4, they're not going to have that pick. So if I'm moving down past 5, I'm getting 4 first-round draft picks. I'm taking 2 seconds. I'm taking your first, your second, and your third round this year. I'm taking your first round and your second round next year too. So if I'm going to drop anywhere below 4, if I'm going to 4th, I'll take your first, your second, your third this year, and then a future first. It doesn't have to be next year or the future year. But then I still get one of those top 4. I still get either Jalen Carter or I get Will Anderson in that top 4 if I'm thinking a quarterback is going to go at Houston and also in one of those other picks. I'm not dropping below 4 because those guys are 2 guys that I see that are movers. They're guys that actually make a difference. And you want to get you and the Texans, they need to get a person that's going to make a difference. They can get the Bears. They already have a quarterback. They need wide receivers. You can get Pittsburgh proves we get wide receivers in the second and third round every year. George Pickens was probably the best wide receiver in the draft, and we got him in the second round last year. So they can pick up a wide receiver. They already got Claypool. That's why we got their second round pick. So, I'm happy about that because it's like a first round pick this year because Miami lost their first round draft pick. So we got the first pick in the second round, which is number 32 this year. So that's also you got to think about it. So that's another reason why they want to move down is to get recoup and get a second round pick. But they already got the second round pick from the Ravens as well when they traded Roquan Smith. So they have a lot of needs. So yes, it makes sense to trade down, but I'm not going to trade down if I'm going out of the top 4.
okay, I got you on that, and and you convinced me into not trading the pick. And I'm gonna tell you why after we hear what G-Dub had to say. G-Dub, what's your thoughts on Chicago? Do you think that Chicago should flip that or keep it?
I'd keep it. That it would help with defense.
Okay. Anything else you want to comment on?
No.
Okay. So Mo money from Baltimore convinced me right now to keep that pick. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because my emotion in my brain started moving, clickety clickety clack clack, clickety clickety clack clack. I'm like, click. He said something. I said my brain going clickety clickety clack clack. I said, go look at something. So I go and I look at NFL team salary cap tracker. Guess who's number 1 with the biggest cap? Chicago Bears. So if you don't mind playing in cold weather, that might be your destination. Okay. So yeah, you go ahead and keep that pick because you're gonna get the players you need because you got the cap room. You know what you have in your quarterback, so you're good. Okay, so I stand pat on that one. Mo, he won that one. Next, we have the Houston Texans. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I'm CJ Stroud, I'm doing a Peyton Manning or Eli Manning. I'm like, if you pick me, you better trade me. I know there's people out there says, yo, I want to go there and prove to them that I'm good at this position, that I can build a team around me in Texas. But there's too many other issues going on in Texas right now, with the Texans right now. The owner is the biggest issue in my opinion, that nobody wants to play for him. You have a wide receiver in Brandon Cook that wants to leave and getting paid nice money to stay, but he wants out of there, right? So they're probably going to end up trading him. They do need a quarterback, but they need a lot more than just a quarterback. So the Texans, they're sitting at number 8 with salary cap room. So they got 39 million in cap room. But the thing about it is, who wants to go to Texas? Who wants to go to the Houston Texans and play football here? That's the question. I think players of color don't want to go down there. Players of color don't even want them to draft them. They be like, yo, and I'm saying, I'm not saying CJ Stroud's saying that, but he's going to struggle down there. He's going to really struggle because they got to get an offensive line. Okay. So if I'm him, I'm like, look, don't draft me, trade me, do whatever, but I don't want to come there and play. Anybody agree, disagree, Mo? G-Dub, what's your thoughts on what the Texans should do at number 2?
Well, I agree with you on that quarterback position. I was looking at the mock draft, and they got Bryce Young going to Texas. But then again, if I was Bryce Young, I'd pull a Peyton Manning and say, "Look, you draft me, you trade me, because I don't want to play. I don't want to play for a trash organization like this."
Okay.
If you don't trade me, I'm sitting on the bench.
Or he can go back. He can go back into the supplemental draft. I think. In the summer.
But you are right about that, Kev. No player of color would want to go play for Houston.
Mo, you shaking your head. What's up?
I don't think he can go back in the supplemental draft. I don't think you can go in the supplemental draft unless you weren't drafted. So I think you can go. I think the supplemental draft now is just for people who were not in the draft the first time, and that can go. I think you can sit out a full year and then go back into the draft again. So if he sits out a year, but then he can't play college football either because he loses eligibility. So he could go somewhere like the XFL or go somewhere like that or the CFL and then come back in a year. So he could do that. But why? When I look at Bryce Young, I'm sorry, but I see Tua. I see a small guy who excelled at Alabama who's going to get broke up in the NFL. And it's nothing against Bryce Young. I just have that feeling. He's 6 foot, 194. And after seeing what happened with Tua this year in Miami, knowing that Texans don't have an offensive line, I would not take Bryce Young. But when's the last time Ohio State had a good quarterback that didn't transfer to LSU? I'm sorry. OSU doesn't put out good quarterbacks either. So unless I'm really sold on one of those two guys, I take one of the best two. I take Jalen Carter or I take Will Anderson, and I get my quarterback next year, or I get my quarterback in the second round. I wait until later. I think they got another pick as well later in the first round. I don't feel good about either one of those guys. If you like Levin, take Levin. I mean, but at the same time, I say get one of the two generational defensive guys. That I think Will Anderson looks just like TJ Watt to me. Dude is produced in Alabama 2 years in a row. Dude is scary. He's scary. He would have went first last year if he could have came out. Jalen Carter is a mover on the inside. He's a mover. He gets double teamed and he still makes plays. I want one of those defensive guys because that's how the Texans actually built it up when they built up taking when they took my boy from NC State. And now I just forgot his name. Mario Edwards? Not Mario Edwards. Why can't I think about his name? I can't even remember his name now. I know Mario was his first name. He played at NC State, but I can't remember. They took him instead of taking David Carr that year. So, and then David Carr actually went down to whatchamacallit, I think. Where did Mario go? Why can't I remember Mario's last name? I gotta figure this out. Come back to me. I'm gonna figure this out.
Mario Chalmers?
He's funny. Mario Williams.
Yeah, Williams. Yeah, you're right. They on my list here, they got CJ Stroud going to the Texans. Again, I'm like, you need so much. And again, I think there's enough quarterbacks out there right now that they could save some money, or they could look. I mean, the thing about it is, if you got a quarterback that you're relying on the first year, you're not even looking to win. You're looking just to survive. So why not build your defense up, then go back and look at a quarterback? Okay. Number 3, Arizona Cardinals. Jalen Carter, Georgia defensive line. I like that move for them. I like that because they really don't need a lot. They do need some on defense, but losing the Watt, one of the Watt brothers for retirement, you know, he said, I'm putting my cleats up, I'm done, whatever. I think this would be a great move for Arizona. Anybody disagree? Okay. Will Levis, number 4, from Kentucky, going to the Indianapolis Colts. I think it's a good move for them. I think it's a good move.
I actually take.
If
he's there. If they don't take CJ Stroud, because he's already from Ohio State. He already knows and they're gonna already have a following. They need to put butts in seats.
But Will is what? He's what, 6'4", 6'3"? Is that tall?
Stroud is 6'3".
I think they're both 6'3".
I thought Stroud was loose. I thought Stroud was shorter than that. I thought Stroud was.
He's 6'3".
Okay, so they both okay. So then, yeah. So next we got up the Seattle Seahawks.
And
Miles
Murray.
Murray.
Stopping you. Indianapolis has the highest paid because they used to be really good. I would even put Bryce Young behind them. If I have to choose one of them, I take Bryce Young because he's accurate. And then I really believe that's the perfect place for him.
Okay. So he's saying Bryce Young for the Colts. Next up we have the Seattle Seahawks. Miles Murray. Clemson edge rusher. I'm okay with that. Anybody disagree?
I'm okay with that.
I think they need a cornerback.
Bigger.
Is it a corner?
I know they have Tremont Diggs in safety, and they're going to have Adams. I feel like when they give up points, it's on the back. I don't really see them giving up that much. Maybe I'm missing it in the run game. But I feel like they give up a lot in the passing. And if you're drafting that high, you got to get a generation talent. If you get a shutdown corner like Kaylee Ringo from whatchamacallit, that's crazy. From Georgia? That's crazy. You get a 6'2", 210 corner that can run a 4.3? No, I ain't giving that up. That's another sauce.
Okay, got you. Number 6, Bryce Young to the Detroit Lions. We know he's going to sit.
Why?
We know he's going to sit. So
I think y'all messed up by giving up on golf.
No, I'm gonna tell you why they gave up on golf.
Because he was trying to get with the wife.
He's partying too much, man. They said he would come to practice, smell like alcohol, because he was the number 1 draft pick. He felt that he deserved it, but his play on the field did not warrant him to be overlooked when it comes to certain things. Losing to Seattle in the playoffs, and he throws an interception, and there's not one player around him that has on blue and yellow, was the start of the beginning. In the Super Bowl, when he throws the ball and it gets intercepted in the end zone, and we're in the red zone, and the conversation that I was told was Sean McVay said to him, do not turn the ball over. Let's kick a field goal, and we're going to try offside kick here because they're not going to expect it, and we can go down and maybe score again. He didn't do none of that. He threw the ball in the end zone. I think at that point in time, he wasn't done with him, but that following season when he lost to Seattle, he was done with him at that point. That's why I think Goff didn't stay there because, and plus he's from out that way too, so he was too familiar with everything that's going on. So, but they're saying Bryce Young. If Bryce Young goes there, he's going to sit for a minute. because I think again that the golf is not done. He's starting to grow into the offense that's there. They just missed the playoffs. I think they just got to stay healthy on the wide receiver side of the ball, and they should be fine. But I don't know if Bryce Young will be my pick at this point in time, because if you're last in defense, which they were, we gotta look at a defensive player. We should be looking at the cornerback Ringo. That's who they should be looking at, or Cam Smith. That's who they should be looking at. Edge rusher Miles Murphy. That's what they should be looking at, because you were last in defense the whole time you was in the NFL this season, because you were just terrible on defense. So why not fix the defense side of the ball? G-Dub, question?
Tyree Wilson is kind of nasty.
Yeah. Yeah.
South.
Okay, Mo.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, Mo.
I think they go for
What
an
you already
edge.
I
talked
think they
about?
go for an edge.
Yeah.
I mean, unless
I mean, unless
you got to take
drop.
him, and then you got
You got to
bookends.
take it. Then you got bookends. You got
or whatever his name was that they drafted this year,
Right.
and then you got him on the other
And
side.
then you got him on the other
If
side.
you got shut down
If
corners,
you got shut down corners,
down a lot.
Mike cuts down a lot.
And next up, you got the Oakland Raiders going after offensive tackle. You don't even know who your quarterback going to be, so I don't know why they don't go defense there. Then you got the Atlanta Falcons. They going for Tyreek Wilson, Texas Tech edge. They don't know who the quarterback is there, so they might. I don't know why they're going there. You got Carolina Panthers going after Kelly Ringo at cornerback. I think that's a good fit for them because he's building the defense. And then you got Cam Smith, South Carolina cornerback, going to the Philadelphia Eagles, who picks number 10, who possibly could win a Super Bowl this year. And they get a draft pick in the top 10. They don't flip. The only one, and I'm looking at this, and I'll be honest with you, I think the Texans need to flip theirs, okay, because they're in a rebuild mode. To me, they're the only team I think that should be able to should want to flip, or maybe want to flip their pick.
They got number 12 though.
Who does?
The Texans.
See, I didn't look at all. I just looked at the top 10. Okay, I'm sorry. I see now. They got number 10. So they're going after wide receiver. They got them going to TC wide receiver right there. So that means that Brandon Cook is probably going to go.
See that? Yeah, Brandon Cook's
Brandon
already.
Cook's already.
That's where I take one quarterback.
That's where I take one quarterback.
If one of the quarterbacks drops, that's where
I take the quarterback.
If you're who?
If I'm the Texans at 12.
I'm the Texans at 12.
Because they got at 12. Okay, I see what you're saying. So let's look at this real quick. Okay, so let's look at
certain player, Pat Mahomes is dropping number 12, right? I'm just saying.
So at number and
you know what he did to Deshaun Watson,
right?
In Houston.
From 10 to 12. Let's see here. Okay, that's 2, that's 6, that's 7. So from 7 to 12, you have no other quarterbacks going. You have defensive players, offensive tackle. So I get you. So they could go after a quarterback at number 12, right?
I was wrong. I was totally wrong. Mahomes went 12. Deshaun Watson went number 12. Where y'all should have picked. But you got him now. A lot of money, a lot of picks.
I think the Rams, the Browns, and Miami don't have no draft picks in the first round. I don't see that. I don't see that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're just talking about the top 10, and I was just thinking who could get flipped and who couldn't get flipped and things of that nature. So let's go on to the next topic at hand, guys. So there's rumors that DeAndre Hopkins wants out of Arizona. Is he too long in the tooth to go somewhere and help? Could he be the number 1? Could he be the number 2? Wide receiver 14. So I'm gonna give you guys, I'm G Dub and Mo. I'm gonna give you some name. I'm gonna throw out some team name and tell me yes or no. You think he'd be a good fit?
Green Bay.
So number 1 team, the number 1 team up to bat would be the Baltimore Ravens. Good fit, bad fit.
Excellent. For who? Excellent fit.
For DeAndre Hopkins.
Excellent fit.
Excellent fit.
I would hate that.
I would hate that.
G Dub, go ahead.
Then again, I would hate that because he's too good a receiver to go to a sorry team.
I'm gonna say this: if he goes to Baltimore, Lamar Jackson doesn't leave. They have not had a wide receiver for Lamar Jackson since he's been there. He's improving now. He's got hurt. I mean, he didn't get hurt, but he did the substance thing. That he was out for a while. But DeAndre Hopkins would be the perfect exclamation point for that team. I'm telling you that he would open up so much for everybody else. The tight ends, the wide receivers. I mean,
put Mark Andrews on one side, him on one side, him on the other. Put him on the same side of the field.
The same side of the field.
Y'all would be in trouble. Y'all be in trouble.
Y'all be in trouble.
Nah, we ain't be in trouble because we got Deshaun Watson. We'd be fine. The second team is the Chicago Bears.
I didn't know Deshaun Watson played
defense.
He don't, but he gonna play enough offense that the defense ain't gonna have to worry about nothing. So Chicago Bears, how we looking at him? Will he be a good fit for Chicago? I don't think so.
No, because they don't have a quarterback right now.
They got a quarterback in Justin Fields.
He's a quarterback, man.
I just think that I just don't think that offense fits what he does. You build an offense around Lamar Jackson and DeAndre Hopkins and Lord, that would be scary with that defense.
I don't think he's a good fit for Chicago. I really don't. I don't see that being a good fit. Number 3. The Cleveland Browns. Deshaun said, "Yo, bro."
Because they've already played together.
He's like, "Yo, bro, come on over to the dark side. Put on this orange and brown, brother. Let's make this thing happen here. Let's show the Houston Texans what they messed up on, and let's do what we came here to do." Great fit. Great fit. The next team, I think somebody said it. No, nobody said it. Jacksonville Jaguars. That would be love in Jacksonville for Deshaun Watson to go there. That stadium is so nice. They got that pool up there.
You've been saying Deshaun Watson.
Way too much.
I just said Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, but you meant to say DeAndre Watson.
DeAndre Hopkins would that would be a good place for him to go with Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that helps out the quarterback. This will be a surprise for me, but I'm not surprised because none of the wide receivers can stay healthy all season long. The Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert would be happier than a fat kid in the candy store. You know what I'm saying? He would be happy with that.
That's two ball dominant wide receivers.
Well, but the thing about it is, you got both. None of them can stay healthy. None of the wide receivers out there can stay healthy.
True, but at the same time, and
DeAndre Hopkins
and Mike Williams are going to get the ball more.
Well, the thing about it is, it's got to be a trade. So maybe one of them get traded. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one of them get traded. 6 out of 7 teams, you have the New England Patriots. I don't see that as a good fit. I don't see that as a good fit. I really don't. This team that I'm going to bring up to you, I think it puts them over the top. I think this move solidifies this team to be a contender next year. The New York Giants. because they have no wide receivers. Can you name the wide receivers they got?
Kenny Galladay.
Kenny Galladay.
They traded what's your call it to
Kansas City.
So you know they're gonna sign Jones back, and Barkley's getting ready to get a good paycheck. New York Giants, they're third in salary cap, so they got money to spend. They got they got 56. They got $54 million in salary cap they could use. All right.
Only if they take him.
Only if they take him and Beckham.
Take him and who?
Beckham.
Beckham.
Because they need two wide receivers.
They need two wide receivers.
I think Beckham's done for real. I'm being honest. I think he might be done. So those are the teams I think that DeAndre Hopkins can help.
Why not Green Bay? Why not Green Bay?
They was on the list, man. But that's a good that wouldn't be a bad spot for him. That would not be a bad spot.
They even said I seen on the list they mentioned Dallas, but I don't see that happening.
You said who?
Dallas. The Cowboys.
Salary wise, what are they at? They're like,
because we need offensive help.
Oh no, y'all right now, y'all salary cap struck. Y'all got like $5 million cap space, so y'all can't. Y'all not gonna be able to afford to bring him in there because he got a contract already. So that's what I'm saying right there with that situation. Next up is the Jets. Who could be the next quarterback for the Jets? Could they keep Flacco and draft a quarterback again? Or do they go after Carr? Do they go after Jimmy G? Do they go after Tom? Who do Baker Mayfield? Sam Darnold? All these names are out here. Who do you guys think would be the best fit for the Jets moving forward next year as their leader on the football field? G-Dub, who you think could be the quarterback for them?
I say they draft a quarterback.
Mo?
They could go after
They're not going to draft a quarterback. Because they already got the number 2 pick.
On the bench.
It makes no sense for them not to take Jimmy G. And the reason being is Robert Saleh is with San Francisco. He knows what he can do. He knows how good he is with his defense. So I mean, it just makes perfect sense for Jimmy G to go. Total sense. If they're going to move on from Zach Wilson. I wish they didn't have to. I believe in Zach Wilson. He actually played well against us. That's the game we should not have lost. You got Breece Hall coming back. That's what people don't realize. Breece Hall back in that offensive alignment. All you need is a quarterback to actually just make sure they don't mess up stuff.
But you think Zach wore out his welcome by the comments he made to the media about it's not my fault why the team lost? I think he burned his bridges.
It's only one. No. That's all he said was no. He didn't say no, it was my fault. No, it was on the defense. He said that's all. And he answered one question. But everything else that you see out there coming out, they say that they love make right. That's a problem for Zach Wilson.
Yeah, and
but Jimmy G just makes perfect sense.
But Jimmy G can't stay healthy though. That's the only issue, man. That's
why you got Zach Wilson. In the back. You have him as a recommendation. There's nobody better than what Jimmy G did this year. I will sit behind him. All I want is to just know where I'm going to be. Give me stability. I'm good. That's all he wanted this year, and he actually did really well in that. Even though Trey Lance got hurt so early, and I worry about Trey Lance. He might not be the starter next year because Brock Purdy might have taken his job. You got a Purdy dude that took your job. He purdy. He purdy.
But you know what the funny thing about it is that San Francisco gave up a whole lot to get Trey Lance, and they gave a whole lot to get the running back. So draft wise, they're gonna be hurting right now. Salary cap wise, they're San Francisco right around 13 mil cap space going forward. So that's something that San Francisco had to address. So I get your point. I think White is still there. If they go after G, I'm gonna say this. I think Baker Mayfield will be a good fit for those guys. I really do. I think that he has a couple playoff wins underneath his belt, so he knows what it is to win the playoffs. He got to go somewhere and resurrect himself, and they can give him a contract, a soft contract, and say, okay, this is your contract. This is what you got to earn through your incentives, and make himself motivated. He's already motivated now to do better than he did the last 4 years. But what other motivation do you have when you say, I'm gonna bring you in, but I'm not gonna pay you what you want to be paid? If you do these things, you get to the Pro Bowl, you get us to the playoffs, you get us to the AFC Championship game, then we'll start talking about some heavy money going your way, because now we see that you're really into what you're doing and you're really committed to winning. I just think that would be, and Baker don't get hurt that often. He plays through playing. Jimmy just, to me, he don't drink enough milk.
Jimmy got them to the Super Bowl. He always gets them to the championship game.
I'm not saying he don't. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I'm not disagreeing with you on that, but I'm just saying, health wise, you're gonna invest, because now he's gonna get a new contract this year, right?
Think about if he goes back to New England. They trade Mac Jones and just bring back. That'd be the total upset of Brady right there. Brady got mad when they drafted him. Got mad when they didn't trade him.
Yo, that would be crazy. That would definitely be crazy. Don't think it won't happen.
It could happen.
And he'll probably take a user friendly contract to go there and play. All right, guys. It's that time. It's that time. So I'm not gonna be biased. I'm gonna keep it real, because I don't have a nickel in this dime. I don't have hot water to make the tea. I don't have the straw to stir in my drink, because ain't none of my teams in the playoffs. So, Seattle at San Francisco. What did y'all say?
49ers.
Easy.
Is the game close?
21.
Is the game close because of division thing? Okay. Jacksonville.
Could be. I'm going to say 40. Say 40-37.
Hey Mo, do me a favor. What's the weather supposed to be like in Jacksonville? Can you pull it up? Los Angeles Chargers at Jacksonville at 8:15.
57 degrees.
57 degrees.
I'm gonna say this right now. That's supposed to be the high. Okay.
Yeah, the high 57.
The high 57. Low 30. Actually, no.
Today's Friday. Saturday. Is the game Saturday or Sunday?
Is the game Saturday or Sunday?
The game is Saturday.
Oh, so it's tomorrow. 51 degrees high.
51 degrees high.
34 low.
34 low.
Can we say upset Sunday for Jacksonville? Even though they're playing at home, they won a division.
Jacksonville winning that game.
Jacksonville winning that game. I got it on the board.
You got it on the board. You got Jacksonville winning. You got Jacksonville winning a playoff game. You do show no.
I got Jacksonville also.
No,
okay,
I had Jacksonville winning a playoff game. before they even won the division. I had Jacksonville going to the playoffs.
And they're 2-6.
I'm gonna say the Chargers win this game because my man needs to save his job. Because if they go there and lay an egg, you know he's probably going.
Mike Williams ain't playing.
And the thing about it is whoever is going to get Sean Payton better grab him up by tomorrow after 10 p.m. 11 p.m. because the game starts at 8:15. So somebody better go grab him up because if they don't, he's going straight to Los Angeles to be the Chargers head coach. Because if a man don't step up and win this game convincingly, I still think that there's possibility they could fire. You know what I'm saying? Because they know what Sean Payton brings to the table. They know how Sean Payton look what he did with Drew Brees. Guy was 6 foot maybe? He's a Hall of Famer. Won Super Bowl, should have won multiple Super Bowls. But that dude could ball. That dude could ball. So
but
I'm gonna go with
Brandon Staley played Mike Williams
when they had nothing to play for. Knowing that Mike Williams is always
hurt.
Yeah, that was smart.
And now he's out this game.
So
if they lose, I think he is
getting fired.
Okay. But I'm gonna go with the Chargers over Jacksonville. Jacksonville hasn't arrived just yet. Sunday.
I'm gonna say like 49 to 28. Even though I like San Diego's defense. I thought they were one of the best defense. I just don't see it now.
So you think Jacksonville's gonna beat them that bad?
I think they ain't gonna be ready for
Jacksonville.
Duval. G-Dub, what's your thoughts, baby?
Jacksonville's going to win it. I'm going to say 27-30.
30 to 27. Okay, because you said 27-30. You're supposed to say the winning score first.
All I'm saying is it's going to feel like what happened against Cleveland.
Didn't nothing happen in Pittsburgh against Cleveland.
We got smoked.
Cleveland just had to
in the playoffs.
In
the playoff game, they were up 20.
Oh, the playoff game. Yeah. That's what everybody thought they was going to be going to Super Bowl next year, and they didn't. Sunday.
You always got to shank them.
I didn't know that. I gave you.
I gave you love.
And you're gonna shank me.
Okay, remember that.
Sunday, January 15, 2023. Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. Anybody see an upset here?
Bills all the way.
42-14.
Yeah, my friend, he's a Dolphin fan. He's like, y'all don't believe in our quarterback? I said, the dude ain't played in a playoff game. I said, you need to stop with the nonsense, man. That's why would you do that? Why are you gonna put that kind of pressure on your heart when you know that it's not gonna happen? You never know any given day, baby. That's what he said to me. Any given day, baby. I'm like, okay.
You talking about Scarlett Thompson?
Yeah, he does believe in him. I'm not saying the dude can't play, but man, this a playoff game. Buffalo Bills, this team that has been predicted to go Super Bowl ever since the Super Bowl played last year in February. The New York Giants at the Minnesota Vikings. I'm calling it upset. I'm saying the Giants win by a field goal.
The Giants.
Go ahead, Lou. Go ahead, G-Dub.
You think the Giants are going to beat the Vikings?
Yes, I do. In Minnesota, Giants got a better defense. Number one. And the thing about Minnesota is you don't turn the ball over. Don't take the ball. I think if you look, they're probably the team that has the most points from turnovers from other teams, even if they're field goals. They value their score opportunities. That's why that
was the Patriots.
Is the Patriots?
Yeah, the Patriots were.
Yeah, the Patriots were on defense. Their offense did nothing this year.
Okay.
But I agree with you. I see them winning 20-17. Last second field goal to actually
make that revenge.
Exactly.
I'm going with the Vikings. I'm going to say 33-30.
Okay, and we got Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. I think this is going to be a blowout. This will be that game where Ray Lewis say, "You know what? Go get my pads." This will be a game where Reed say, "Go get my pads." This is a game you had Trent Dilfer said, "Go get my pads." You did this.
Jonathan Agnew.
Go get my pads. Because this is going to be
on the sideline saying, man,
this is going to be ugly. This is going to be really ugly.
Go
ahead, Gerald.
I'm taking the Bengals. And I'll tell you why I said this. Lamar Jackson is not going to be playing.
Oh, yeah, he's not playing. In the way they explained his PC is a PCL, this tour, you can't even operate on him. They said it has to heal on his own. So he won't be touching the football no time. I mean, he won't be getting tackled no time soon. Then we got the game of the year on Monday Night Football. The NFL is so slick about this. They are so slick. The Dallas Cowboys at Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the Monday Night Football game. 8:15. I'm glad it's at 8:15. Well, no, I'm mad because it starts at 8:15. So that means I got to do my show at 6:15 on Monday. So I'm mad at them. Hopefully I have time to do my show because I got a basketball game that day. NFL, y'all making me mad. G-Dub.
What's up?
We want to know what your prediction is for the Cowboys against Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh. Well, you know I'm a Cowboy fan. I want Dallas to win it. But Tom Brady is 7-0 against Dallas. I'm going to say Tampa Bay 7, Dallas 24.
Okay, so you're picking Dallas to win 24-7.
So I'm picking Tampa Bay.
Oh,
I want Dallas to win it, but I don't know.
I think Dallas can score more points than 7. Mo, what's your thoughts?
Is it bad if I say 28?
Is it bad if I say 28?
What?
Brady's comeback versus
Atlanta.
What did you
It's bad if I say that.
It's bad if I say that.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Tampa
sorry.
Bay has been on cruise control. I really think they're going to blow out the Cowboys. I think they're going to try and make it run in the playoffs. I really think 28 to 3.
Wow.
Think about it.
The last week.
Not last week, but the week before. Tom Brady threw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns.
So, but you know what though? Remember before I said to you guys, I said Tampa Bay is cruising. They're on cruise control right now. I really don't have no faith in them right now because they're just playing the schedule out. I think if they'd lost to the Rams, I think they don't make the playoffs. And Tom is like, okay, well, I'm going somewhere else anyway. I'm going to maybe Miami, or maybe I'm going to the Raiders, where my offensive coordinator is, or I could go to the 49ers. I got my pick of the litter to where I want to go to. But they won. I think that game turned the season around. I really do believe that game turned the season around. So I think the game's close. I'm gonna say 27-24. I'm gonna go with Tampa. I'm gonna go with Tampa because Micah's a little injured. Defense is kind of suspect.
Dak hasn't been Dak.
Yeah.
Vita Vea
is healthy.
Dak is being Dak.
Vita Vea is
healthy.
They're going to stop that run.
They're going to stop that run.
They're going to make Dak pass
for 3 seconds.
That's big right there. So that's our
I agree.
That's our
I agree with both.
That's our playoff picture going forward. We can pick those players. We pick the teams.
That's the only game I'm gonna watch.
That's the only game I'm gonna watch in the playoffs.
I don't care about the rest.
So the NFL came out with the All-Pro first team. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff on here. I'm gonna tell you why. So AP NFL All-Pro first team. Patrick Mahomes as the quarterback. I think that should be Jalen Hurts. He should have been that quarterback. Joseph Jacobs for the Raiders. He had one game where he went berserk as running, so that put him up in the top 5 for a running back. So I don't agree with that one. They got Kelsey at the tight end. I'm okay with that. They got Justin Jefferson as wide receiver, Tyreek Hill as the other wide receiver, Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams broke some records, but I don't think he should have been included in this. Your left tackle, you got Trent Williams for San Francisco 49ers, Lane Johnson for the Eagles, Joe Bettino from the Cleveland Browns, Zach Martin, right guard for Dallas, and Jason Kelsey for the Eagles at center. I don't agree with the quarterback and the running back. I don't agree with those. I don't agree with Devontae at all. I think that's just to help him get into the Hall of Fame. I'm putting Jalen as my quarterback because he was on the hot seat before the season even started. The running back, I can't remember who was. I can't remember who was second. It might have been a Jacobs because somebody was in front of him, and then it was Chubster. It was him.
Derrick Henry.
I think it was Jacobs.
Derrick Henry he got hurt. He got hurt. He didn't play that
week 17.
Okay. So that's why I don't think Jacob should have been there. And again, Devontae Adams, I don't know if Devontae should have been. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking that away from Devontae Adams. He's a great wide receiver, but he didn't start putting up numbers till late in the season. And the thing about it, you got to remember, if the Raiders are down, you got to throw the ball, right? So is anybody that you guys felt like should have been? And I'm not replacing them with nobody. I'm just saying I don't feel like they should have been the selected team, player for those positions. Any different ones?
I'd say they should have put Mike Evans on there.
He had a terrible year.
Mike Evans, the quarterback?
No.
Wide receiver.
The receiver from
Tampa.
Falcons, I think.
From Tampa.
Yeah, terrible year.
Mike Evans got hurt. He hurt his neck or back or something, so he had been up for a while. I'm just saying I don't know. I'm just looking at things. I don't know who could have replaced them guys. I'm not even saying nobody could have replaced them. I just had questions about why those guys were selected, in my opinion. And you had, I think Kelsey and somebody else got 49 or 50 votes to be on the team. Mo, would you think they was fair? You think they somebody should have been added, taken away, whatever?
I think Patrick Surtain.
got hurt early.
So I think there should have been another. I'm talking about quarterback. If you're talking about offense,
yeah.
Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams are hard to argue with. Hill had 1,700 yards. Devontae had 1,500, but he also had 14 touchdowns. So it's hard to argue with either one of them. Josh Jacobs had a reclamation year. He led the league in rushing.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just think that there's nobody I can come off the top of my head to say that should have been in front of Devontae Adams. But I'm just saying I don't know if he should have been that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Devontae Adams. See, they do three wide receivers. They do Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, and also Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
So I believe all three of them. If whatchamacallit doesn't get hurt in Cincinnati, if both of them get hurt, T. Higgins will have a good year too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and even Cooper Kupp would have probably been one of those spots.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So on defense, we have Nick Bosa from the 49ers, Michael Parsons from the Cowboys, Chris Jones from Kansas City, Quinn Williams from the Jets, Fred Warner, San Francisco, Rocco Smith from Baltimore, Matt Milon from Buffalo, Sauce Gardner for the Jets, Patrick Surtain II from Denver, Micah Fitzpatrick from Pittsburgh, and Talhuna Hufangu from the 49ers. That dude, Sauce Gardner, is gonna be something special. He's gonna be something special for the Jets. That dude's all over the field, man. He's all over the field. And I don't have no problem with the defense at all. At all. Some people got mad because Aaron Donald wasn't in it, but Aaron Donald got hurt 9 games in and he didn't play. But I think he made the second team defense though. If I'm not mistaken. No, I don't think he made second team defense. Nope.
Probably Cam Hayward.
Cam Hayward.
Lineman for Pittsburgh.
Yeah. That's why I don't understand why he didn't make it.
I don't understand why he didn't make it.
Dude had an amazing year.
Yeah. Any questions about that, guys?
Quentin Williams shouldn't have made it.
The tackle, the defensive tackle for the Jets.
For the Jets. Yep.
Yep.
He had 1.5 more sacks.
1.5 more sacks.
But then Hayward had for lost.
Mm-hmm.
He had more tackles and more pass deflections, and everything else was about the same.
Okay. All right. So we went over the playoff picture. We got about 15 minutes left. We're probably not gonna use all 15 minutes. So Mo, let's talk some basketball. Luka last night put on a show. He put on a show. And I just had to sit there and laugh. I'm like, yo, this dude is the baddest dude since Larry Bird. I'm telling you. It's like he came out, told him what the play was going to be. Did that
You
step
forgot
back
the
three.
one word.
You forgot one word.
Wow.
Baddest white
What's the
dude.
word?
Baddest white dude since Larry Bird.
That's what I said. I said the baddest white dude since Larry
No,
Bird.
you said baddest dude.
No, you said baddest dude.
Oh, I'm sorry. Baddest white dude since Larry Bird. Because he reminds me so much of Larry. It's unreal.
I keep telling people they don't want to hear it. Celtic fans don't want to hear it.
He makes it look so easy though. I mean, like it's effortless for him.
And he does it in slow
saying?
motion.
He
does it in
and
slow
they still
motion.
can't stop it.
Yeah.
They still can't stop it.
They still can't stop it. I'm telling you. The NBA is all over the place, man. I don't even know where to begin with the NBA because all these trade talks going on. I'm just want to see what the Lakers do right now because LeBron definitely needs some help. He's not going to last playing 47 minutes every game. And Anthony's, I don't know when they don't even know when Anthony's coming back. I think it might be soon. Anthony might be coming back. But I'm seeing a lot of teams score a lot of points, and I'm just trying to figure out when are you going to play defense? You going to play defense when your season's over with? I mean, when the playoffs get here, is that when you're going to try to play defense? Oh, I know what I had to ask you guys. Who's your MVP for the NFL? G-Dub, who's your MVP?
That's hard. I hate to say this, but I would say Jalen Hurts.
Mo?
Jalen Hurts. He earned it when he set up those 2 weeks.
Saw how bad that offense was.
I got to agree. But you know who they're going to give it to?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yep. Watch.
Because what he did without Tyreek Hill.
Yep. Exactly. Well, that's why I think he gets it. That's why he gets it.
They're looking
Coach of the year.
They're looking at stat.
Coach of the year, who you got?
Me or G-Dub?
Me or G-Dub?
G-Dub, who you got Coach of the Year?
The Eagles.
Sirianni, yeah. Mo?
Nobody expected this team
to be this good.
So I'm sorry, but I gotta go with the New York Giants.
I gotta go with Brian Daboll.
Even though Mike Tomlin showed over those last 9 weeks,
7-2.
The Giants sputtered, but
the Giants sputtered, but the way he started out.
I gotta give the man credit.
I gotta give the man credit to make
with the same team.
With the
they
same
didn't really
team.
bring anybody else in.
They had the same team.
I got to go with Doug Peterson.
I like that too.
I got to go with Doug.
I like that.
I got to go with Doug because look what he did. Look what Doug brought that team from to where he's at. This lets you know that he know how to coach. That means that Super Bowl win for Philadelphia was no fluke. After the fact was he had issues with his quarterback that just was a guy that wanted to be set on a pedestal, and he shouldn't have been on a pedestal because he wasn't that damn good. Because Nick Foles is the one that won Super Bowl. He continually kept on winning and winning for that team. You know what I'm saying? So Doug, I got to give it to Doug. I definitely got to give it to Doug. So Mo, let's talk about the Celtics real quick, man. I'm gonna let you have the floor, and I'll come back.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about the number one team
in the league.
The one that has the 2 all-stars. That if Jaylen Brown don't make it, that means that the NBA is rigged because there's no way. He should be his second team All-Pro right now, the way he's playing. With Robert Williams finally coming back, Al Horford does not look as young as he used to, but he makes timely plays. Derek White is stepping up like crazy on the defensive end and also assisting. Malcolm Brogdon looking like the 6th man of the year. Everybody's just playing their role. We had one bad stretch where we lost like 4 or 5 games, and outside of that, we've been amazing. So that's why it's Celtics time. My Steelers out. If it's Steelers win, it wouldn't be Celtic time. But at the same time, the Celtics have been playing amazing. I think they're first in offense. I think they're fifth or 7th. I can't remember which one it is in defense right now. The team is just playing amazing. They just blew out Brooklyn without Jaylen Brown. Without Al Horford, even though they were without KD, it was in Brooklyn. So all I'm saying is this team looks unstoppable. The only person who's going to be able to stop the Boston Celtics this year, like John Morant said, is the Boston Celtics. So, and my biggest concern, though, is the coach, Joe Mazzulla. Sometimes he just leaves the rotations in that shouldn't be there, and he lets them play through it. That's not going to work in the playoffs. So he got to learn on that. He got to learn to take timeouts.
So to piggyback on what you're talking about, the Celtics, Boston Celtics is first in the East, first in the NBA, first in offense rating, first in net rating, second in total threes, second in points per game. The only team with 30 wins, 30 team with only 30 plus wins. That's what they're saying. I didn't know they were that. All right, I didn't even know what the record was. I didn't even know they had 30 wins already. I think the way that they lost in the finals last year is their motivation factor. I think Amu Udoka is probably a motivating factor for them as well. I think when Steph Curry put him to sleep, he did that move. I think that pissed him off because they said, you know what? Now we really got a reason to play. Now they played them this year and they lost to them bad out in Golden State. They play them again real soon up here. We're gonna see what happens because Steph Curry is back. Let's see how well they do against them this time around. If they lose to them, I think they have a mental block against them. I think they feel like it's something about that team they just can't win against. But I'm really impressed on the ball movement, the spacing, how they give up a good shot for a better shot. Brogdon is the key to that. But I'm gonna tell you this right here, Mo. When they got rid of my man, Nay, whatever his name is, sent him down to the Spurs. I think Kelly Olynyk is on the radar.
Oh, you're talking about
when they got rid of
God, I see his face.
Yeah, nah.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I think Kelly Olynyk might be on the radar because what you
makes
do
too
is
much
you
He makes too much money.
well, no, I don't think so.
Don't he
I
make
think
still
he's,
like 18 million?
Still like 18 million?
He we're gonna find out right now. He played for Utah, right? He got traded to Utah,
Really?
right?
3 years, 37 million.
3 years, 37 million. So he's making 13.
Yeah, so that's right there. That's
But
right
who
there.
we gonna
But
trade for 13
Who
million?
we gonna trade for 13 million?
but the thing about it is though, they still have they still got some TPE left.
Yeah, but it's only
It's only
up to 6.9.
it's only up to 6.9.
Well, no, they got. I thought they had another one. They well they
That
got
expired last year.
they lose
That
one.
expired last year.
They lose one for January. They lose one in January.
That's
But
the
I think
6.9.
that
That's the 6.9.
okay.
They
But
have
I
two
think
6.9.
that
They have two 6.9.
I think they buy him out and he comes in underneath that.
The way that Utah's playing
The way
right now,
that Utah's playing right now, I don't think so.
Nah,
They
Danny Ainge ain't
Utah's
doing that.
playing.
Danny Ainge ain't doing that.
Utah's playing. Utah's playing the way they playing, so that they can say they're not tanking. They're not doing what the Spurs are doing. They're not doing what the Spurs are doing.
but they winning. Laurie Marketing looks like a totally different
dude in Utah.
Yo, Utah is 21 and 23. They're the 9th seed.
They were at one time they're first in the West.
They're first in the West.
They were winning some games. I'm not gonna lie, they were winning some games. They had people kind of scared. But I'm just saying, I think that he might be on their radar. If somebody's getting bought out, I'm gonna say this. I think now I'm gonna say this. It wouldn't surprise me if Melo shows up after the All-Star break and becomes a Celtic. You got instant offense. He ain't got to score. Come on the second team and shoot the ball. I'm just saying. I'm just saying they can kick the tires around and see if this would do, because somebody's coming. He's making moves for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So somebody's coming. Somebody's definitely coming. So, but ladies and gentlemen, that's our show for tonight. Monday, the 16th is when we go live on television. I didn't realize that the game was on that night. So we might have to change our time to 6 to 8. I got a basketball game, and that might run into a problem with what we're gonna do. But I'll figure it out on the way to Monday or whatever the case may be. G-Dub, appreciate you calling, coming in on the backside, to hang out with us. And I'm so tired, guys, because I went out there in that basketball court and played with them girls. Man, they wore me out today. They did sure enough wore me. I can't wait to get off this phone so I can take me a little hot bath and give me something to put in my stomach. Anything else good for the day, fellas?
There is one player. Jackson Hayes for the Pelicans. 6.8 million expiring.
Yeah, but the Pelicans is like they're third and they're 25 and 17, so I don't see them making no moves to get rid of somebody.
Yeah, but at the same time,
you get first round draft pick.
I don't know. It's a log jam out west though. It's a log jam. So G-Dub, anything you got to comment?
No, I don't.
Okay. More money?
Dissertations suck.
Dissertations suck.
Don't get a doctorate unless you
need to get it.
Don't.
When
I look like what's his name? I keep forgetting his name. Frederick Douglass. I'm gonna look like Frederick Douglass.
I'm gonna look like Frederick Douglass.
It's gonna be all great.
So
it's gonna be all great.
What is your dissertation on?
The impact of student success coaching on first-year student development of critical thinking skills.
How many pages does it have to be?
Over 100.
Over 100.
Is it double space?
Is it double paged?
Is it double paged?
Yes.
I wish.
It's double space,
Yes,
but at the
it's
same
double
time,
space, but at the same time, it don't matter. It's gonna be a lot.
All right, brother. I wish you the best of luck with that right there, man. When at the end of the day, when you get that job and you get that direct deposit, you were like, it was all worth it. You're like, baby, look at that. Baby, baby. Be like, babe.
It's still here.
It's still here.
That's why I'm growing it out now.
That's why I'm growing it out now because
it's
it's gonna be gone by the time done.
You were like, babe. We at six figures. We'll be at six figures in 6 months, babe. You want a new car? You want to get the bathroom? Oh, y'all just bought your house, right? So your house is cool. Y'all got a pool?
We got a jacuzzi.
But you ain't got no pool. So you gotta get a pool. You gotta get the pool now. You gotta get the pool.
I'm good.
Yeah. All right, people. Monday is when we're supposed to start, but might run into a little difficulty because of the game being on, but that's okay. Because push comes to shove, we're probably gonna still do it at from 7 to 9, and we can watch the game while we're talking sports. So with that being said, guys.
You mean laughing G-Dub?
I
can do that.
G-Dub, are you scared, man?
Pick number 2.
Pick number 3.
Just a little.
All right, people. Hey, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Got a couple people that watched us for a little bit, but it's Friday night. People go out, so it's all good. Ain't mad at you. Do what you do, how you do what you do when you do it. I guess Dana had dinner. I guess they had a surprise dinner for Dana on Friday tonight because he didn't show up.
Happy hour, bro. Happy hour.
Happy hour. So, man, everybody be blessed, be safe, man. Hope you have a good 2023.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K. Dix from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, G-Dub from Austin, Texas, and Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big time players make big time plays and big time games. Stay ready, be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk Radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good night. Be safe out there.